Assalamu alaikum. My name is David Hodge, active NGO warrior, representing Master Suleiman, the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals. It's wartime. Today my topic is these devils want us dead. Before I start, I'd like to remind my people about the Holocaust. The Holocaust. This is the black man and woman of America's true experience. But they whitewash it and call it slavery. You might ask, what's the problem with calling it slavery? That's what we went through, right? So what's the big deal? Why can't they call it slavery? Because slavery is an insult to your true experience, brothers and sisters. Slavery was not the only thing we went through. It was a part two that they failed to mention. They leave out of our experience, which was the majority, which was the biggest percentage of our experience. And the word slavery does our experience no justice because it leaves out the affliction that we suffered. Here, what you see right in front of you, brothers and sisters, these illustrations. Slavery doesn't cover these. Nowhere in the definition or the expression of it does it cover our torment and torture. Our physical treatment here, brothers and sisters. That's exactly why slavery is not a good term or definition or expression for our experience. It is exactly why you should not accept anyone who says that your experience is slavery, because it's a lie. It was the Holocaust. It was rape. It was murder. It's torture. It's misery. So when they say slavery, you should be sick. You should be offended. That word shouldn't set well with you. Because slavery was just the 1% that we went through, which was the economic side, which was maximum profit, minimum overhead, meaning that we were giving the scraps, brothers and sisters, given the bare minimum, given just enough to survive. They gave us everything they didn't want. They gave us all the torn down, raggedy things that no one would want. So that's what they're calling your 100% experience that you were a slave, that they saved you from becoming extinct because you were uncivilized and you were savages. So they brought you here and saved your life. They claim that they saved your life, that you'd be dead if they didn't do what they did to you and bring you into this Holocaust. Put you in this system that was against your nature. A system that practiced owning slaves, which you had to endure exhausting labor and restricted freedom by law, being enslaved, held, and owned as human chattel or property in bondage. Legally being owned by Caucasian people who forced you to work tirelessly and obey their every command, no matter how sick you were, no matter how exhausted you were. You had to work. You were under their condition. You were under their authority. You couldn't obey. You couldn't disobey their authority. You were forced by these people into servitude with the bare minimum, being paid the bare minimum, putting more in than you were getting out. And no matter how tired or sick you was, no matter what condition you was in, poor condition you were in, barely making it day by day, you were forbidden to quit your service. Well, this is what they're saying your experience is, brothers and sisters. 100% Jewish slave. That's it. That's all. Hey, it's the cost. This is what you had to pay for being a savage, uncivilized, savages, monsters, animals. They did you a favor. This was helping turn you into a decent human being. That's what they try to claim. They were doing the work of God. So what's this part right here, brothers and sisters? What's this part in front of you? If I just named off to you that slavery was 1%, then what percentage was this right here, brothers and sisters? So 99% of your experience was this right here. Horror. This was our true experience. Murder. Raping our black women, making them carry their children, making them bear their children. Raping our women and children, making them bear their children. Producing their black-faced demons. Half devil, half man. You see, because the Father carries the seed. They had us. They had our women carrying their seed. And they produced demons, tar babies, Oreos. Black on the outside, white on the inside. Caucasian and black skin. Black people who were Caucasian, look like me and you, talk, walk, act like me and you, cancerous to our nation, plagued us with demons, tried to wipe us out and replace us with those demons, brothers and sisters, because they did not want us to reproduce with one another. We wasn't allowed to be with another. We wasn't allowed to jump brooms and be in relationships and cuddle and things of that nature. We weren't allowed to be with one another, hold each other's hands, and be on the plantation like they try to paint this big happy picture that you get to sleep with your wife after you're done doing your job. No. They try to wipe us out, annihilate us. You see? Stop us from reproducing, period. Sterilize us. Massa had first dibs on our women. Massa sleeping with our women, impregnating our women. You see? Separating our families, molesting our families, raping us all. You see? Using our children as sex toys, and having our women teach their young men and women, the boys and girls, how to please Massa and do what Massa tell you to do. Teaching them how to please Massa. These people were sick. These people were sick, brothers and sisters. Completely oppressing us. Deceiving us. Telling us things that wasn't real. Making us believe it was. Playing off our intelligence to install fear in our souls, in our hearts. Traumatizing us. To make us into good slaves. To obey their every command. Having their children, their black-faced children, spy on us. Tell everything we did. Come in and act like they one of us. And Massa find out everything we were doing because of them. They was of his nature. They was his seed. They act like him but look like us. They was dangerous. They were the pastors, the preachers, the ones selling us false hope, keeping us on the plantation, keeping us disconnected from reality. Same as today, doing better than you, dressing better than you, eating better than you, doing better than you, always up one. Because this world was designed for these people. And you're not one of them. So you can't understand why. Why they doing good? Because they of Massa. They Massa's children. They in Massa's house. You only get Massa's house if you was Massa's child. That's why they was called house Negroes. So they didn't go through the Holocaust. They were helping the Holocaust. They helped aid the Holocaust. They helped to inflict the torture and the torment on us during the Holocaust, beating and whipping us and telling on us and making sure we got every inch of punishment. Each whipping, each beating, each brutal treatment. So America talk about other people, but what about them? What about this? America, they talk about terrorists, but what about you? You are a terrorist nation, oppressing another nation. How do you maintain terrorism? How do a terrorist nation maintain terror? By inflicting horror and torture and torment on its people. That's what America's done to us. Treated us worse than animals. Fed us like pigs in pig troughs. Fed us pig intestines with the shit inside of it. No seasonings. Didn't cook it. No forks, no spoons, no utensils. Had to scuff it up, eat it up with your bare hands. These people fed us shit. Shit. That's why people eat shit today, shitlings. They whitewash and call it chitlins. Still going through a lot of these things today, brothers and sisters. From these people stripping us of all knowledge, taking everything from us. Took everything from us. Our land, our language, our names, our heritage, our culture. They took everything from you, brothers and sisters. Kept you from learning how to speak. Kept you from learning how to read. Subjected you to 6 to 8 vocabulary words so it prevents you from thinking. Just like today, brothers and sisters, they have you distracted, keeping you maintained with TV episodes and entertainment and sports and this and that, to keep you disconnected from reality, to keep you from thinking about what they did to you during the Holocaust. Keep you from knowing that you had a reward, that you were going home. Keep you from worrying about, keeping you from worrying about and forgetting about that they've been trying to kill us. That's what they've been up to. And the reason why they don't tell you about this right here, the Holocaust, because they still don't like you. But right now, everything that's taking place in the world is due to this right here. And they're trying to cover up what they've done because they're trying to escape judgment. They're trying to get away from the consequence of their actions. The cost of horror and what they've inflicted on our people for nearly 500 years. They're trying to get away with it. But ain't no getting away with this, brothers and sisters. They're guilty as charged. They're guilty as charged. And you can't get away with consequence. It's impossible. No one in the history has ever gotten away with it, brothers and sisters. But that won't prevent them from trying, even though it's not likely. It's not possible. But that don't mean they won't try to get rid of the evidence. That's what all criminals do, right? When they know they're in trouble, they start trying to erase the evidence. trying to get rid of all the evidence. See, but they forgot. We have a video camera of you with your face. We got a video camera with your face on it. We see who you are. We know exactly what you did. We have all the proof we need. So get rid of the evidence. We still got all the proof we need. There's no getting away with what you've done. And you have to pay for what you've done. There's no getting away with this. So my topic is, these devils want us dead. Their aim, their agenda is to wipe us out, annihilate us, murder us while we're sleeping, when we're unaware, not consciously registered in our right mind. What does that mean? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Meaning we're programmed, brothers and sisters. We've been programmed. Which was done by these devils. Physical people. I know when people think of devils and demons and things of that nature, think of stuff you can't see, ghosts, spooky things, brothers and sisters. Physical people, nothing spooky. Nothing spooky, brothers and sisters. Physical people that you can hear and see, that are close by, right near you, amongst you, plotting on your life, plotting to take your very life, take away your life, brothers and sisters, take you out of existence, completely getting rid of us. And you, my brothers and sisters, are totally unaware that you are in danger. See, but that's not your fault. It's not your fault, brothers and sisters. You didn't drag yourself over here. You didn't program yourself. These Caucasians did. These white folk stripped you down, took everything from you. They took and replaced, and they gave you the mind they desire or desired for you to have. What do you mean? What do you mean they gave us what they wanted us to have? Desire. What are you talking about? They gave you what they wanted you to have. The mindset they wanted you to have. Which was and is 100% against you. Against your nature. Meaning you're stuck in a system, stuck in this corporation. You stuck in a reality, a nightmare that's 100% your destruction. You're 100% in destruct mode. Meaning participating in this world, you're killing yourself. Trying to survive. Trying to maintain and operate in a reality that is not for you. This American dream, brothers and sisters. You're pushing and supporting a vision that is not for you. How am I doing that, brother? This reality's great. I'm cool. Me and my family good. I'm learning all these new things. Life's getting better for me. Did you know that at the end of the lovely road that your enemy has painted for you, when it comes to an end, it's going to come to an end, brothers and sisters, and instantly you're going to be faced with death. The truth becomes clear. You realize that you're a target, but this is not practice. This ain't no drill. That you are in serious danger. And your enemy is now showing you his and her true colors. Showing you the true monsters and beasts they really are. devious, downright dirty, hateful, wicked, evil, hideous people. Now you realize in an instance that these people are pure, evil, twisted devils and demons who were pretending to like you and accept you, but all along hated your guts to the core, wishing you were dead, wishing death upon you, and you didn't do anything. You did nothing to these people, but they've done everything you could think of to us. So why don't we hate them like they hate us? Why? I'll tell you why. Because we were programmed. We were told lies. We were told lies all our lives by the same people who hated us and programmed us, took everything from us, took our vision, took our freedom, raped us, tortured us, murdered us, non-stop, no chill, for nearly 500 years. Progress. Still in progress. And we did nothing but give them life. They completely betrayed us, turned against us. The very same people who brought them into existence. And this is the thanks we get. Never-ending torture and torment, pain and misery. That's exactly why they're under judgment. Due to their actions, due to what they did to us, brothers and sisters. The Holocaust. The Holocaust. The cost of horror. Our true experience here in the land of terrorists, rapists, pedophiles, murderers, and slave owners. Nothing honorable, nothing to be respected. That's why they go around twisting and turning everything, putting sugar on top of it, sweetening it up, diluting it down, deceiving us, keeping us within the programming, keep us dumbed down under their authority, underneath their thumb, keeping us below, their level of thinking. That's how they maintain control over us and are able to hurt us by taking away our minds and replacing it with their opinions, beliefs, ideas, and bad information and intentions, keeping us locked in their belief matrix, in La La Land, selling us a bunch of lies on top of lies, telling you history, telling you his story, which is not to be trusted. Television telling you their vision, which is not your vision. These devils, they are nothing but liars, hypocrites, destroyers, and thieves. There's nothing that they could not have done or did not do to us that Satan himself could have done. Nothing, I tell you, brothers and sisters, is nothing that they could not have done or did not do. They covered all bases. They did the unimaginable. They did the unthought of. All the sick and despicable things you wouldn't even believe. They did them all. And now they must pay for everything they've done. Said what was done to us will be done to them. Double scoop. So they're in hot water. And we're just days away from the boiling point. When their lives and everyone's lives will be changed forever. The time of triple darkness. The day that brings no light no hope to those guilty and associated with our horror and affliction. The time of unprecedented trouble. A time like no other, and never will there be, where men will be drunken as if they were intoxicated, but have not had anything to drink, where men's hearts will be failing them from fear in the expectation of those things which are coming on the earth, the Caucasian nations, for the powers in the heavens will be shaken. The powers in the Middle East, war. The power's going to switch. And they're afraid. Because who they were counting on is not going to win. So they're afraid of what's to come. Their hearts failing from what's to come. That children will be gray-headed, which has never happened ever in history. Time where pregnant women will give birth in silence due to famine, due to no food, due to being hungry, starving. I'm gonna give birth in silence just to eat the baby in the afterbirth. Children running from their parents because their parents trying to eat them. People eating one another because this whole world has come to an end. The economic system has collapsed. Due to them not having any oil, due to the war that they lost, and all the oil reserves that the president gave away, and the people that they were in good with, they're no longer in good. Russia, they can't get oil from Russia anymore. False Israel lost the war. So I mean, Iran and Syria has the authority in the Middle East. They can't get oil from there. They have one more option, but by the time they get that oil, it's going to be too late. People are going to be eating each other. People are going to be freezing to death. So we're heading to time that's going to change your lives forever. We're heading to time where they're going to find out that you are the true seed of Abraham, the black man and woman of America. That you are the true seed of Abraham. Because we're just days away from David slaying Goliath, the giant. Who is that? David is Master Fraud Muhammad, and Goliath is false Israel, the giant that no one thought would be slain. Everyone had their money cashed in on him And the underdog won, which is David, and he's with Iran, and so is Syria. The underdogs win, which isn't supposed to happen according to scripture. Goliath was supposed to win, the giant's supposed to win. No one saw that coming, because everyone thought the giant was the true seed of Abraham. And according to scripture, that's not supposed to happen, because it said once God puts the chosen people in their land, they are not to be uprooted, meaning removed. So that's an abomination. That's not supposed to happen. That's the shock of the hour. It's going to send shock waves through the planet, because the world's structured around that idea, and they're going to find out that these people aren't who they said they were. They're going to find out who you are. So they found out they wasn't doing the work of God, that they were doing the work of Satan. And now that they're hideous, ugly, filthy, grimy, sick, twisted devils, monsters, beasts who were raping, torturing, tormenting God's people. And now they're destined. I mean, you can call it destined if you want. It's just consequence. It's due to them. They find out what's due to them. They find out that we're in charge of their judgment. And they're cursed now, because they cursed God's people, so they're going to be cursed. So now they're destined for death. And you have reward. The people they hated, the people they never wanted to have anything, the people they inflicted with terror and torture, torment, and told you were cursed, black, to be slaves forever, even in eternity. They find out that they're the ones. And now they have nothing to lose. And they can't let that idea spread. They'll try to get rid of all blacks. Put yourself in their position. Your time is up. And you find out you're under judgment and you're destined for death. What are you going to do? You're going to do exactly what they're going to do. Reach out from their graves. Try to take as many blacks with you as possible. Try to annihilate them. Take them out of existence. Wipe them out. Because you have nothing to lose. Because you're under judgment. That means you're going to die anyway. So we're just days away from our lives being in danger, brothers and sisters. And these monsters are going to show you their true colors once false Israel lose this war. They're going to show you who they truly are. Once their whole world come collapsing right in front of their face, because they're already being crushed. They're being crushed on all ends. You see what's taking place in the world today? This is evidence of them being crushed. Their reality is being crushed. And it's about to get much worse than this. So our people are in danger. Our people don't know. They're unaware. It said my people are lost from the lack of knowledge. Meaning they don't know that they are the true seed of Abraham. They don't know about the Abrahamic covenant. They don't know that these people are impersonating them, which is an abomination, and they're about to be taken out, which is an abomination, which is the near event, the abomination of desolation, meaning false Israel's destruction, which is an abomination, and their destruction is a desolation. Which is going to trigger the attack of all blacks in the war with Russia, because America's going to blame Russia for losing the war, because they can't tell them that they lost the war to David, Mustafa Muhammad, and those wheels. They can't explain that. They're not going to do that. So they're going to blame it on Russia, which is exactly why they're not going to be able to get oil from Russia. And EU's going to turn on them because they're not about to freeze in the dead of winter. They're not about to freeze because of some American policy, and America want to be fools. They're not playing those games. These people don't want to die. They want to live. So now they're going to war. Their allies, all their friends are turning against them. America's at odds with everybody. Not to mention, after they go through all these things, eating each other, and going through all these plagues, all this famine and all these shortages and all these things that's to come, surviving all these plagues and all this torture and torment. China and India coming in, rolling in right after all that. 200 million man army. Invasion coming to America. Slaughtering and killing up people. The rest of the people and the other ones who are alive. Taking them into captivity. This is what America has in store. That's what they have in store, brothers and sisters. Due to what they did to us during the Holocaust. Said they're going to be punished. So they're going to be punished with 1 year of the Holocaust. Punished in 1 year with the Holocaust. Everything that happened to us. Everything we went through. They're going to suffer. It's going to be squeezed into 1 year, brothers and sisters. It's going to be squeezed into 1 year. It's going to be so intense. More intense. It's going to be more. It's going to be exactly the same we went through, but it's going to be squeezed into 1 year. So it's going to be more intense, more severe, more extreme. Only because it's going to literally be squeezed into 1 year, brothers and sisters. But we're blessed. But then we're blessed because we have reward when we're getting out of here. But our people don't know. People don't know they don't have to suffer these things that's coming because they've been taught that they're American citizens. They associate themselves with these people. So you know what happens with associates. You'll be associated with the same crime as the enemy if you believe that. So if you can't identify your enemies, then you are your enemy, brothers and sisters. So that's why you have to be aware that you're not one of them. That you're getting out of here, that you're going home, that you're blessed, that you have a covenant, you have a reward, which is to go home, which is to get out of here, which is to get on the ark, because there's a flood coming. So you need to upload this knowledge and get out of here. It says, come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins, in America's sins, so that you will not receive any of America's plagues, for America's sins are piled up to heaven. And God has remembered these devils' crimes. Give back to America as she has given. Pay these devils back double for what they have done. Pour them a double portion from their own cup. Give America as much torture, torment, and grief as the glory and luxury they have given themselves. In their hearts. In America's hearts. America boasts. Look at me. I sit enthroned as the queen. I am not a widow. I will never mourn. Telling you that nothing's ever going to take place for them. Telling you that they got away with what they did. That they're not going to receive anything because they're trying to escape judgment. But watch this. It says, therefore, in one day, her plagues will overtake her. Death. I mean, China's coming. Mourning. Meaning she lost her brother. The firstborn. Britain is destroyed by China. Famine. Food shortages. Starvages. Cannibalism. You see? She will be consumed. America will be consumed by fire. For mighty is the Lord God who judges her. So these devils, they didn't get away with anything. They're going to suffer everything they did to us in one total year. The time of unprecedented trouble, which will be hopeless and dark. That day will bring darkness, not light. That day will be like a man who runs from a lion only to meet a bear. Escaping from the bear, he leans his hand against a wall in his house and he's bitten by a snake. The day of the Lord will be dark and hopeless. without a ray of joy or hope. This day, bad news will flood. They will be flooded with bad news. Those coming to give the message will come back with bad news after bad news after bad news. Total shock. Total darkness. No hope. Death is the ending for America. Totally engulfed in flames, never to be a nation again. Getting what's due to them. Consequence, which no one can escape from, and never will they. So with that said, brothers and sisters, I'm going to bring this to a close. Thank you for listening to me. Assalamu alaikum.